Welcome in, end of September, 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. Whew, what a month it's been. And for us here at Car Biz Done Better, it's really been about being social 2024 up here in the corner. It went down this previous week. It was amazing. It was everything I wanted it to be, and frankly, more than that. And so those of you who couldn't be there, a quick recap for you. John Resurreccion absolutely killed it. And if you didn't know this, John Resurreccion is actually Filipino, which is something we all learned when we were there, right, John? It was an unbelievable way to kick the show off. It's exactly what the design was for sure. He brought in the energy, he brought in the knowledge, he brought in the fun. He rolled into every single piece of it. It was great. Greg Ash from M1 Data, and John is with MXX Solutions. Again, everyone who spoke at the event was also a sponsor, so it was kind of a cool deal there. So our friends at MXS, obviously behind the message, John delivered a humongous show. M1 Data sent the good, the great, and the wonderful Gregory Ash, and he had the tough duty, frankly, of not only following John Resurreccion, but having to follow him with data discussions. But man, he brought it. He got into it. He taught me something new. I had never heard of the phrase zero party data. I've heard first, I've heard third. I had not heard zero. We talked about leveraging. We talked about cleaning things up. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I will lastly tell you, because it just hit me, my wife's favorite line from John Resurrection's whole session. Someone had said, "What do you do after an employee is fired?" John said, "Don't go delete your history. Just archive it." So there's going to be videos running around. Hopefully everyone will get a chance to see some of those fun clips, because there's just a lot that happened there over a 6-7 hour day there in the beginning. So we roll into that. From there, we get to the TikTok discussion from our friends at Ad Taxi. Jim Joe brought the energy. He brought the fun. The dude brought the fun, the humor to something that, again, when it comes to TikTok, it's always new to me. Last year we had actually TikTok there. This year we had some more TikTok usability products involved. Pretty cool to speak to that, see some of those results. There were some dealers in the audience that were using some of that product, so it was cool to be able to hear their position and have people dig in, ask questions. Again, I think that's the really badass thing about this event, was that it allowed people to just communicate and connect in an open, as I called it, safe space to kick this whole thing off. And I think a lot of people, when they go to shows, they sort of want to sit on their hands. And we made it clear, today is not your day. We want you here. We want you engaging. We want you asking questions, right? And they did that. We had a wonderful hotel, Concourse Hotel, Madison, Wisconsin. Thank you so much. You know how much we love you. It's where we founded our company 11 years ago, up in those hotel rooms, working with our great client, Zimrick Automotive, who sent a ton of great folks to engage to this show. And it meant a lot to us to have their support, as we always have for the last 11 years. Followed by a great lunch, right on the spot, right down the hall. We had a workspace. I mean, look, when it comes to events, I'll tell you what I know. I know what I don't like, and I know what I want to make sure I see. So what did our event have? Tons of water, quiet spaces to work, right? Because at the end of the day in a session, I told people, if you're going to be in this room where the sessions are taking place, be present, be working outside the room. That's the most important thing. We have to be here. After lunch, we come back, Dealer OMG, laying it down. If you guys don't know Dealer OMG, Sheila, Dave, there's some group going on there. There's some people making shit happen. They are really, 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 really solid at it. And so they brought Sheila. It was Sheila's first time. Anyone who doesn't know that, who was at the show, might be amazed to hear that. It's her first time speaking publicly. And she had one of the best discussions of the day, because she was asking questions, because she was getting into what she had done, what she had seen, right? That's why we wanted Sheila there, because Sheila is like taking dealers to 2.0. Like, we covered the basics before lunch. That was the hope of it all, right? That's what the design was, frankly. And John Resurreccion came up to me the other night. He's like, "Man, you had a really good flow." I was like, "Thanks, bro. It's by design." And that's the whole goal of it, right? It's curation. There's no submitting to speak at our event. It doesn't work that way. Handpicked. I've already been watching. I've already been seeing. I know what I like. I know what I want to see, right? That's what we do. That's how we do it. So there's a lot of care and time and process that goes into it. So the event, again, we get back, OMG kills it, and then we ended up with two absolute experts, Jeff Hunter, Jason Fox. You don't know Jason Fox from Lockhart. I know this because of his business card. Skip me, Jason. Jason Fox, Lockhart Cadillac. Again, they were bringing the 2.0, 3.0, how to build a brand, how to get the brand to the next level. Jason talking about selling $180,000 Escalades via Instagram Messenger. And people ask me if social sells cars. Fuck, yeah, obviously it does, right? So full day of event, full day of discussion. Most presenters, were able to get through their deck. Some weren't because the discussion just kept going, right? It just kept going. And it really got me thinking that if we do this again, I know people don't like to hear me say if, but if it happens again, I might, I'm already anti-big show, anti-corporate guy, most of you know, but I might go anti-PowerPoint on this shit. It might just be a day's worth of discussion with the best practices, how we got here, seeing each other through all of it. Maybe some exercise. I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is we got to keep trying to take it to the next level. But that is the stress of putting on these events. There is no doubt in my mind that it is not easy to do. It's someone's job, for God's sakes, as my ops director, Jeff, says. But we took it on as a team, and we fucking killed it as a team. There's no doubt that there was stress. I had stress. I had stress the 6 months leading up to it. My team had stress in the 48 hours leading up to it. And the funny part is the 48 hours leading up to it, I'm amped. I show up to the hotel the night before the session. I see my business partner in the parking garage. I get out of my car and he looks at me like, dude, are you serious? Because I was ready to go. I could have done that right there. It's 5 o'clock at night. Well, let's go. Let's start the party, because it is that important. What we're doing is that serious in a way that no one else is doing it. No one else is specializing in a discussion around social media, which has a humongous impact on day-to-day lives as well as businesses, good or bad. And so talking about those things, I think was just really, really great. We had a bunch of folks that were first timers to shows. Some of them won. Lance, I'm looking at you, buddy. His mom, Jane, brought him. It was awesome, dude. Gene, I said Jane, my God, Gene, I'm so sorry. Gene and Lance, they came in from the Scott Auto Group. They were awesome. They had so much fun. They were so engaged, right? We had fixed ops people present. Roger Gutierrez, Joe Chambers, SDL Love in the crowd. Josh Taylor came down from Canada. Wendy Reeves. SDL was damn near half in the building, right? Quarter of the building. It was fun to hear services questions. It was fun to see services engagement. We had young salespeople in the building. Alexis Wayzata, I'm talking to you. You know who was there? Whew, that was fun to talk with young salespeople in today's business. I'm kind of an old guy in this business now, which is funny for me to think about. But that's what it's about for me. And that's what my wife brought to me. She's like, look, I didn't really get it till we saw it, but it is really about you giving back and leaving this business better than you found it. And that's truly what I'm trying to do. It's what I've always tried to do. And it's part of the motivating factor to think about doing it again. But if I'm going to do it again, Sean, have to be better at certain things for myself to be able to manage all of the expectations and everything and the craziness leading up to it, right? Because there is a lot of it. There's a lot of it. And it takes a lot of great people to be involved to do it. But I'm blessed to have my wife and my business partner and friend of over 30 years kind of right here, right? Left and right. And I put them through a lot. I did, because it is a lot, because I take it that seriously. But to see the finished product and then to roll into a dinner sponsored by my friends at Green Line Digital, Brent Rogers, we love you. Magic. There was like a little stairway above, right? And we were able to look over it and see. I was just able to stand up there for a few minutes, just watch. It was mind bending. I think one of the cooler aspects of this show this year was the raffle. We were giving away creator gear after every session, man, drawing cards. People were excited. I started by pulling their tickets out. As soon as I read 3 numbers. As soon as you got to the second number, a lot of people were drawing tickets. But people were winning, right? People were having fun. We gave away a bunch of gear. At the end, we gave away a grand prize. My good friend, client, Marty Valdejuli, the winner, not by any designs. I got some shit afterwards. Look, I pull these things out blindly. He barely knew he won. He was already at the open bar. You know what I'm saying? I love my guy, but he barely knew it. But we had this moment where everyone got to celebrate, and I was able to go up and say some thank yous. And, I probably forgot a bunch and didn't do a bunch of stuff, but I was so trying to be present, be in the moment, as my wife kind of harps on me a lot to be. And I'm going to continue to try and do that. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you to those who came. Thank you to those who partnered. Thank you to those who sponsored. Thank you to those who tell me I should do it again. Thank you for those saying it was the coolest thing they had done. It means a lot, and I try to utilize what I think most people would want when I do these things. And so we're certainly talking about it. We've certainly been forced into more conversations about it already. It's still pretty fresh. I'm trying to take a break from it all, and I will. I'll get away from it all. We'll decide. But for now, just know that it was awesome. It was awesome, awesome, awesome to everyone who was there. Thank you. Go out, have yourselves a wonderful close of September. We'll get back in October talking about the car business. Thanks a lot, and have yourselves a great rest of your week.